My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you guys are visiting, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The reason I make these videos is for education. This is my fun and creative way to kind of give back to the community by sharing my opinions, my perspective, and my insight with you guys on these topics and issues that I'm discussing. It's my sincere hope that you guys will find value in these videos and continue to support this channel. This is also a way for me to kind of use the YouTube platform to spread my message of positivity and civility within the hobby. I believe that if we come together as a community and set a very high standard of conduct and civility that we hold each other accountable to, we will weed out all the bad actors that are currently trying to ruin our hobby, and we will be better off for it. We can be gentlemen investors, we can be lady investors, and we can do it very easily. All we have to do is just be kind, nice, respectful, and honest to each other. Super easy, guys. We should be doing these things anyways, but if we do it and we hold each other accountable to these standards, I believe that our community will be stronger, the hobby will grow, and the values of our cards will rise. So hopefully you guys will support this message. This is my mission statement. This is why I make these videos. Please support me. You can do that by subscribing, sharing, liking these videos, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Thank you. All right, guys. So today's video is talking about how to prepare for card shows from the buyer's perspective. So I never realized, I thought I had made a video about this, but I guess everything's like a blur now, guys. I've made so many videos that they all just kind of blur together. But a lot of you have been asking me, how do you prepare for card shows? And I just kind of took it for granted that people already knew how to do this, but I guess not. So I wanted to make this video for you guys. You know, I'm always talking from the seller's perspective because I love to set up at tables or at card shows. But, you know, I do attend card shows as a buyer sometimes. So let me talk to you about that. That's what today's video is about, how to prepare for card shows from the buyer's point of view, okay? All right, so a couple things you need to know. I'm gonna tell you what to do the night before or leading up to the card show. I'm gonna give you the 3 phases that I've kind of broken it down for, and then after that, I'm just gonna leave you with my closing thoughts. Okay, so first thing you should know, when you're preparing to go to card shows are always on the weekend, so like Saturday or Sunday or whatever, right? The night before or leading up to the night before, you've gotta do a couple things to prep, right? It takes time, guys. So number 1, you have to organize your cards. Organize them in some type of box or case. Really, guys, if you guys are into this, you should not be bringing cardboard boxes, PSA boxes, shoe boxes, or whatever, all the other, you know, boxes that I see out there. You need to get a legit case. Legitimate, real, proper case that holds your cards properly. There's nothing worse from a seller's perspective when I see somebody open up a box of cards and everything is disorganized. These cards are worth a lot of money, guys, so you need to spend the $50 to $100 to buy a proper case so that you can transport these cards, okay? Don't use shoe boxes, don't use those PSA boxes, don't use anything that's not properly made specifically for cards, okay? So that's number 1, organize your cards. You can also organize them by sport, by price, by graded cards versus raw cards, however it is, but just make sure that it's organized, because you got to understand, if you're trying to sell cards, if you're trying to trade cards and you open up your box or your case or whatever, people need to look through that. And if they have to spend too much time to sort through your stuff, they're not going to do it, guys, okay? If I see a box that's really unorganized, I'll just pass right away, just because I don't want to sort through a bunch of stuff that it's not organized. It's just, it's annoying and it's time consuming, okay? So make sure that you're organized your cards. However you guys want to organize it, just make sure that it's organized, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you have to price your cards. Price your cards properly. Don't go in there not knowing what you want to ask for your cards. If I ask you, what do you value this card at, or what do you want for this card, you better give me an answer. Don't take time to look things up on your phone because you didn't do the homework the night before. If you do that, most people will beat you up on the price. I know I will, okay? If you're gonna pull out your phone and try to check comps because you don't know how much your cards are worth, I'm gonna beat you up on the price. So make sure you take the time to properly price your cards the night before. That's number 2. Number 3, watch my videos, guys. Watch my videos for prep. This is information that I'm giving you guys so that you are prepared when you go into these card shows. You're prepared to do battle. This is your study, your game plan, your study session, okay? Watch the videos that I talk about where I talk about buyer-seller etiquette. This is very important. Watch the art of the deal where I tell you guys how to structure deals, whether it's cash, trade, or cash trade, or whatever, okay? Just make sure that you prepare you can watch my videos. I have all that information out there for you. I'm not going to go over in this video, all right? But prepare yourself mentally for that. And then the last point, the night before, make sure that you have cash. If you don't have cash and you think you're going to go in there and sell and trade, it's going to be very difficult for you guys. You have to hustle a lot. Okay, you can do it, but it would help if you had cash. Do not assume that all the vendors at the show will accept Venmo or Zelle or Cash App. A lot of people don't do that, okay? Unless it's a really big deal or something like that, or they know you. Most of the time they want to do cash transactions. So cash is king in regards to the card show, guys. Make sure that you have enough cash that you can play around with, okay? Also, start organizing your cards by the cards that you want to move, okay? Do not bring a bunch of junk cards that you're just trying to get rid of because you know they're worthless, okay? If somebody opens up your case and they see a bunch of junk cards in there, it doesn't make a good impression. They'll just pass the whole thing, all right? Make sure you have your cards organized by the cards that you're willing to trade, the cards that you're willing to sell. If you have cards that you're not selling, do not bring them, okay? They just take up space. Do not bring cards that you're not willing to move, all right? If you have junk cards, junk slab cards that you want to get rid of, then that's fine, but just be prepared to price them accordingly if you want them to move, okay, guys? All right, so that's everything that you want to do the night before. Now, leading up to the show, when you walk into the show, this is what I call phase one, all right? Phase one is when you walk into the show. What you want to do is you want to do some recon. Guys, you don't want to just go to the first table, spend all your money, and then you're done, right? You want to do recon. You want to walk around, walk the entire floor, see what is there. See if they have different sports sections. See if they have different types of cards, different vendors. You know, walk the entire floor, get a feel for the area, get a lay for the land, okay, guys? You want to walk the floor. While you're walking, you see what's available, okay? Take mental notes or take handwritten notes. See, oh, here's the card that I want. Okay, I will come back and revisit that table, you know? Here are the cards. Here's this section that's all soccer or all F1 or something like that. Take mental notes so that you can come back, and the second time you come around, it's not like you're walking around for the first time. It's more efficient, okay? Ask for prices. If you see a card you like, don't be afraid to ask for a price if it's not labeled, so that you can take a mental note or a handwritten note so you can come back and revisit later, and then you can price shop too. You can, if you see that one card at multiple tables, you can kind of price compare that, okay? Or if you see that card and it's only available at that one table, then you know you have to go back to that guy to do some deals. So you want to take notes and you want to ask for prices. And then say hi to friends, guys. Before you do business, before you get down to the business, say hi to your friends that are in that area. If you don't know anybody, introduce yourself, make friends. That's the best part about going to card shows, is the networking opportunity. Do not discount that part. Do not disregard the networking opportunity. Go there, meet people, introduce yourself. Maybe you chat with these people online through Instagram or whatever. Maybe you watch their videos like mine if they're content creators. But go network. Go take the time to talk to people. You will find that it's a lot of fun to just talk about cards, and then also it helps build your network. Okay, guys? So that is phase one. Phase two is when after you've gone through the whole floor, you've seen what you needed to see, you've taken your notes, you've gathered all the information that you wanted. Phase two is where you initiate conversations with these people. You start to ask them if they're firm on their price, if they're taking offers. You start to ask them if they're open to trades, right? You just initiate the conversation. You don't make offers right away because you haven't talked to these people before, unless you did it in phase one. But phase two is where you go and you start trying to build, initiate kind of a conversation with the sellers and start to build a rapport with them, all right? I talk about this a lot. If you initiate conversation, if you build a rapport with the seller, they're more likely to be flexible on the terms of the deal that you want, okay? So that's very important. Next, just like when you asked about the prices, you want to shop around. So when you initiate the conversations with the one guy who has the car that you want, you can ask him if he's flexible. If he's not, go to the next guy that had that same card and ask him, and just kind of price compare. Shop it around, guys, okay? It's okay to shop around. It's okay to go to a table, ask about a price, walk away, and come back. As long as you leave the door open, it's okay to do that. Okay, so just do that. That's where you're starting to put in the work, guys. Okay, put in the work to build those little conversations that you can revisit later. And then the last thing in phase 2 is if you get tired, depending on how long it takes you to do this, then it's okay to take a break. Take a lunch break, take a water break. If you need to step out of the card room, wherever the card show is, if you need to step out of the room to get some fresh air, do it. You want your head to be clear, you want your mind to be clear and focused when you start to go in for the next phase where you close the deals, okay? If you're tired, if you're cranky, you're upset, you're hungry, it's all gonna make it much more difficult to close out these deals, okay? So don't be afraid to take a break, reset, recalibrate, and then hit it for the next phase, which is phase 3, which is the closing phase, okay? This is where you go in after you've initiated those conversations. If you didn't do a deal before, you revisit the table, you talk to them, and you see if you can work things out, okay? By this time, you'll have already done your research. You'll have already looked around to see if there's any better deals. You have already price shopped, and you've already started the conversation to build a rapport. So now this is where you go in and you start negotiating and you make your best offer. Don't be afraid to change the terms of the deal, guys. Deals, I always talk about this all the time. Deals can get really big or they can get really small. It depends on you guys. It depends where the conversation goes. So as long as you have a good rapport built up with this seller, then you just start talking and you see how you guys can work the deal. Be creative about that, okay? You'll want to circle back to some of the conversations. If you had a deal that you were trying to close earlier in the day, but it couldn't work out, circle back. See if they changed their mind. If they were stubborn before, if they were firm on their stance, maybe they've changed their mind. Things happen at card shows. Things change at card shows all the time, guys. Nothing is ever preset, right? People's attitudes will change throughout the day, whether they get a lot of attention, whether they get no attention, whether they get good feedback or bad feedback on their cards, on their prices, whether they make a deal and they're happy, or if they don't make any deals and they're desperate. The attitude and dynamic of a card show changes throughout the day. So don't be afraid to go back to tables, revisit things as long as you left things open on good terms. You can revisit to try to close out those deals. And then finally, what I like to talk about, I talked about this in one of my last videos, is if you're towards the end of the card show, what is this, guys? This is my term, the gold digging hour. That's where you get the best deals. So if you're at the end of the card show, this is like the last hour. This is where you can kind of go around and, you can be a little bit of a shark if you want to. You can go around, you can look for those cards that maybe have not moved, or maybe cards that you didn't find before, and you can try to work those gold digging hour deals, okay? These are the best deals available. Go watch my video where I was in San Francisco and I talked about the gold digging hour, okay, guys? So that's phase 3. And that's basically it, guys. That's how you prepare for a card show. A couple things I want to tell you. Well, first of all, let me just recap. The night before, make sure you prep. Prep is very important. Preparing is like half the battle, guys. If you are underprepared for a card show, you are going to be taken back. You're going to be frantic. You're going to be nervous. You're not going to know what to do. Make sure you put in the work to prepare for the night before, okay? That's number 1. Number 2. Phase 1, recon. Walk the floor, look at everything, make sure that you get a lay of the land, do your research, okay? Phase 2, that's when you start to put out feelers, initiate conversations with people, get pricing, do some price comparisons, take a break if you need to. Phase 3 is where you go in to close the deals, okay? Work the deals, do what you need to do. If it goes into the gold digging hour, that's to your advantage, okay? So that's how you prepare for a card show. But a couple things that I want to tell you guys, which I think are important, that I hear all the time. Number 1, do not be intimidated when you go to card shows. Card shows are for everybody. It doesn't matter if you have a card that's worth $1 or you have a card that's worth $1 million. It doesn't matter. Card shows are for everybody. Do not be intimidated if your collection in your mind is not up to par with other people. Do not compare your collections to anybody else, okay? That is your collection. That is your personal collection, your inventory, the cards that you bought, that you like. Do not compare them to anybody. Everybody's equal in terms of where the hobby is and where they fit into the hobby. Some people may have better cards than others. Some people may have worse cards, whatever, but that doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that stuff, okay? Do not be intimidated by your collection when you compare it to other people, okay? Number 2, card shows, like I said, card shows for everybody. It doesn't matter if you go there and you don't spend any money. It doesn't matter if you go there and you spend $1 million, whatever, okay? Card shows are for everybody. They're just a good time. It's like going to the toy store. It's like going to Disneyland. You go there, you hang out, you meet people, you have a good time. Whether you do 5 deals or you do 0 deals, okay? You're still gonna have a good time if you're open-minded and you have a positive attitude, okay, guys? Card shows are for everybody. Do not be intimidated. Finally, the last thing is just make sure that you conduct yourself accordingly. Be a gentleman investor. Be a lady investor. Treat people with respect. Treat people with honesty and kindness, and you will get that in return. Trust me. If you're gonna be an a-hole, then don't expect anybody to respect you. Don't expect to get any kind of good deals. But if you're nice and you're kind and you follow the principles that I'm trying to preach in my videos, then you guys will do very well, okay? So I think I've covered everything. If you have any follow-up questions, put them in the comments below, guys. But I think that I've given you basically the pep talk that you need, the information that you need to go prepare for the card shows. I'm going into a really big card show this weekend, the Fairfield Card Show's 300 tables. It's the biggest show in California, so I'm super excited about that. If you guys watch this video the night before the card show, please come talk to me. Come to my table. I will be there Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a great time. But if you watch this video afterwards, then just, be prepared for the card show, guys. That's why I put this video out for you guys, okay? Also, another side note, some admin stuff, some housekeeping. Enter my Christmas giveaway, guys. Go put the comments in there, enter the giveaway contest, and then help out by participating and liking the other people's comments. If you like read the comments. If you like them, if you enjoy them, then like them so that we can start to have some separation so that I can pick the winners, guys. If everybody has the same amount of likes on their comments, I can't pick the winner, all right? So start participating, help me out. I appreciate it, guys. I'm also gonna start rolling out a new tier services for you guys that I think that you guys will enjoy, okay? It will give you more access to me, more direct access to me so that I can answer your questions. So I think that you guys are gonna enjoy that. I'm still working on that, all right? It's gonna be kind of like a YouTube super chat, Patreon type thing, but that's gonna be fun. Also, I'm gonna do more lives for you guys, okay? I'm getting the feedback, I'm listening to everything that you guys are asking for, so I'm gonna give you guys the content that you want, all right? Other than that, I hope you have a good time this weekend. Let me know what you guys got. Tag me on Instagram, whatever. Just have a good time this weekend. Go to those card shows and kill it, all right? All right, I'll see you guys next time.